fit athletic apparel. She's a trainer and health coach at Studio 573 here in Jefferson City, Missouri, and a nutrition and wellness entrepreneur.
Thank you very much for
I'm so happy to be here.
You're a personal trainer at the Studio 573, right?
Yes.
Studio 573 is founded by Erin Bidlack.
So I'm a personal trainer. I do health coaching. A lot of it is geared towards weight loss or athletic performance, but also I love to teach people how to cook healthy, using whole foods, not relying on eating out. So if you think about what you consume, that is how you're going to feel. So a lot of times what people don't understand is they're thinking they need to do all these external things to be well, but if you are not putting good in your body, you're not going to feel good. If you put bad in your body, you're not going to feel as well as you could. So if you could just imagine thinking about what you consume, you will be a byproduct of that. That's how 80% of nutrition can change whatever your goals are. So whether it's just to be healthier, whether it is to lose weight, whether you're an athlete, anything. So nutrition is more important than it all.
You know, if you think about in the past, plants were medicine and medicine were plants. So if you think about if we get back to that, then this makes a lot of sense.
A lot. Yes, you're correct. One of the hottest topics right now, but it's also one of my favorite ones. We're living such a different lifestyle than what the most of existence of our species has. So it's only been this past a little over 100 years that food and drink and all these different things that we can cosmetically put on our bodies and do to our bodies really have an effect on our physique and everything in our functions. When we talk about cleansing and detoxing, the concept of it is to pull and to rid the body of as much foreign things that hurt the body. So in simple terms is we've got to do something powerful such as a cleanse or a detox to rid what our bodies are holding on to. Okay. So there's a lot of different types of cleanses and detoxins. The ones that I really like are called cellular cleansing. And so what that is again, it's a lot of the old plants as food medicine concept where it's just powerful, dense amounts of antioxidants, superfoods. And so what that does is when you consume those, like for the one that I use, it's a concept of intermittent fasting, but then you consume these high amounts of antioxidants so your tummy gets a rest. When you don't have the unnecessary in there and then you just put the good in, all your body can do is respond in a positive way to rid of the bad because of the powerful nutrients that you're putting in.
You mentioned that's another interesting topic is I hear a lot about fasting, intermittent fasting. Tell us a little bit about that and what your opinion is about some of those because there's a lot of confusing information out there.
When you intermittent fast, you're literally again going back to the caveman way of life, this species. Food was never this plentiful. When you allow the body to rest from digestion, it is a natural way for the body to help itself without having to constantly be doing something to digest, to make sure your blood sugar levels are even. So intermittent fasting is really just the natural way of eating in terms of food not being so plentiful. And there are a lot of health benefits that go with intermittent fasting. It's something to definitely talk to your doctor about, especially if you are diabetic or you have blood sugar issues or any type of chronic disease. It's something you need to have a conversation about. But intermittent fasting is great for reducing inflammation. It's great for if you are struggling with digestional issues. It allows the gut to kind of figure out what's going on.
Give us like a typical example. What do you mean by intermittent fasting? Is it like a 12 hours without food, 10 hours without food? How does that work?
Okay, so you actually naturally intermittent fast whenever you're sleeping. You're going, if you get 8 hours of sleep a night, then you're naturally not eating during those time periods. But there are specific protocols that they say to intermittent fast to raise your ketone levels, which if you guys have heard of ketosis and things like that. The common one is they say stop eating at 10 at night and then you can eat at 2 o'clock the next day. Or if you're not a night eater, you just want to eat, dinner and have a snack, you can go from 8 to noon. So 8 p.m. to noon. And so those time lapses.
Like a 16-hour.
Yep, 16 hours fast is the most, that's intermittent fasting. Yep. And so that's the most popular one because it's generally doable. It definitely want to make sure that it works for your body and that it feels good.
What do you tell folks that, like me, I get up in the morning about 5:30 and I work out. So if I'm not eating and don't put any nutrients in my body, what do you tell folks that have that physical demand?
Because you work out very hard.
So
Yes.
you're going 16 hours without food.
Correct.
How do you-
Yes. I do a lot of training. I do a lot of working out, so I know exactly how you feel. What I have learned and heard, and there's a lot of studies, there are benefits to both working out without anything in your system, but then there's also extreme amounts of benefits to making sure you're supplying the body with what it needs to perform. So this is, why are you working out? What is your purpose of working out? Are you
Let's say the average person, just for fitness, like me, 59-year-old guy, just wants to make sure he stays in shape.
Then
No.
you just naturally just eat a healthy, normal breakfast.
Before the workout
Before
or
the
after?
workout. Before the workout. So, and this goes into sports supplementation too, which is a whole nother topic, because I've kind of become very, very, very passionate about what should the body consume for workouts, just from an athletic standpoint. I personally have all natural products that I use for those purposes, but it is really good to make sure that if you are wanting to feel good in your workout, you need to have some nourishment in your body so that it can continue to
So
stay strong.
before the workout.
Before the
So that
workout.
wouldn't actually be then a 16-hour fast. So let's say if I
No.
eat at 5 p.m., I don't eat anything after that, and someone in the audience may have the same issue. They eat at 6 o'clock and they work out in the morning. So really, they're only fasting 12 hours.
Correct.
So
And that's good.
like a typical.
It's still good.
That's just a normal.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I have some patients with kids that are picky, husbands that are picky.
Oh, yeah.
How do you deal with families that struggle with their health and don't want to eat healthy?
Yeah.
Like,
Can
how
you give
does
us like
someone
just
do
top
that?
3 tips that like an
Absolutely.
average family?
Absolutely. My first question is, which is the best question of all, is why don't they like specific foods?
That's a good
But this
point.
is the answer. It's very easy. You either didn't eat it as a kid, so you didn't grow up enjoying the taste of things, or they're just entirely new, and so it's just a new experience. It's like anything in
That's
life,
true.
trying something new. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. So if a family is struggling to be healthy, you obviously need to look at your food choices. You need to look and see where you could do better, and don't be afraid to try something new, and then understand, if you're not educated in how important it is, especially for your children, that they need specific vitamins, minerals, all the amazing things to grow properly. And as adults, some of us are trying to fight that we didn't
Yeah,
get that as
that's
kids.
true. You're right.
We didn't get that nourishment as kids.
So in spite of the time constraints, can probably still find some way to eat very healthy.
100%. I always say time is the biggest excuse that anybody has ever given. The answer is you have to make it a priority. You know, it's easy to come home from work and go watch some Netflix. It's easy to go order takeout. But if you really think about it, how much money did you spend on that food? How much effort did it take for you to put into it? And if you had to go through a drive-through, or what if you had to order, then you had to go pick it up.
Yeah.
But it's really simple. Just have some nice protein, complex carbohydrates, vegetables. You could literally cook dinner in 15 minutes. It just has to be an experience. And what I love is make it a family effort. Like, make it a family effort. Everybody gets to pick and choose.
Yes.
Make it fun.
To help cook.
Help
too.
cook.
Do you recommend
Yes.
everything to be organic? Do you
100%.
So everything should be organic?
Yes, eat like your grandmama.
Give us an example. Let's say the average person here in Jeff City is going to the grocery store. You know, not everything is organic. What choices should they have if they can't find organic, or where should they go?
So one of my favorite things is be open to your neighbors.
That's true.
So, for example, I was spending about $4 for a dozen organic eggs, whereas I had a client whose grandma raises chickens and she sells her eggs for 99 cents.
Oh, nice.
Organic eggs. Meats. So meats, I love to go to local butchers or just any of the grocery stores in town that work with local butcher shops. Then you know that the meat is here.
I think we deal with a lot of infertility in our clinics. Thoughts on that?
For those that are struggling to become pregnant, This all goes back to what are you putting in your body? Your body needs to be in a good state to want to have a child, because your body, if it can't help itself, it absolutely cannot help another life to be born at the same time. So you need to make sure you're taking good care of yourself. Again, this can all go back to what are your eating habits? Are you consuming things that aren't serving your body? Are you inflamed? Are you having digestional issues? Because if you are malnourished, overstressed, and overworked, you're always going to be in a fight or flight stage. You're always going to be stressed out. And if you're especially trying to get pregnant, and I know, I personally do not know, but I've worked with so many people that have shared with me their experiences. It is not easy, nor is it cheap. It's really expensive to have extra help into conceiving and to wanting to bring life into the world. And I always say, just try to get simple first, Look at your daily habits. Are you living a healthy lifestyle? And think about if that lifestyle can actually support growth of a human.
Very good point.
You need to be maximizing your nutrients. Your baby is going to be absorbing anything that you're putting into your body. So if it's not healthy, understand that that's what your baby, it's a real raw experience. It's a really raw factual truth. And I think the one thing that I want to share with women that are pregnant is the healthier you are, the healthier your baby is going to be. But there is more cases of kids that are sick, chronic illness in children. That's the fastest growing rate of the disease community is children. And then also just understanding food allergies. This all goes back to how are they nourished in the mommy's tummy. And so if you can really think about that whenever you are wanting to have a healthy child, mommy's got to take care of herself too. Really think about it.
He's born, the healthy habits a mom has really needs to continue, and even to the point of making sure, if you can, of course, continue to breastfeed the baby.
Number one advice is for moms to understand their babies. You need to understand what the baby actually needs. And I just recently learned about babies' intestines up to 6 months old are different than after 6 months. So that's why you can't introduce solid foods. And so the concept is your baby getting breast milk, again, whatever you're putting in your body, your baby is going to absorb that breast milk. And so then after 6 months of age, when you start getting the opportunity to introduce whole foods to them, it's the same concept. How nourishing is that food for that baby and the development of that baby for proper brain function, proper organ growth, all of those amazing things.
I know people right now are wanting to know, how do I contact that girl in the middle? How would they get in touch with you if they needed to ask you more questions?
What I always say is just find me on Facebook. That's the best way where I can keep organized. You can ask me questions and even if, when I'll respond to you, I'll say, let's connect, let me do a little research on what you need help with. And I love to do health assessments. All my health assessments are free.
Oh, and did cooking classes.
Yeah, I've been doing cooking classes for 3 years.
Thank everybody for watching us today, and thank you, Angela Bax, for joining
so
us.
Welcome. I'm very blessed to be connected with you guys now. So this is wonderful.
Next week we're going to be doing men's health, and some of the highlights are going to be including testosterone replacement and prostate cancer.